I just recorded an entire vlog without sound. I forgot to turn the microphone on. That was genius. But I'm going to go through the same things that I went through the first time, but this time with sound. I have a couple things that have been rolling around in my head that I want to get out, and I know I haven't posted in a long time. And the reason I haven't posted in so long is I was really struggling. I didn't have anything good to report. I really didn't know how things were going to work out for me because, quite honestly, I was in a cycle where I wasn't working out. There was a month where I didn't work out at all. I mean, any exercise I got was from work or from fixing something in the house. There was no exercise though. There was no like, I'm going to get at least this much work, my body worked this hard. It didn't happen. So, I kind of was spiraling there for a while in a bad way. I would eat until there was no food left to eat in the house. I don't mean as in empty, but as in no prepared food. So I stopped preparing food more than what I was taking for lunch because I wouldn't eat my lunches, but pretty much anything else. One day when I didn't have anything prepared, I actually found myself in the kitchen with a spoon eating peanut butter. So it was a bad place to be. Kind of comes from being overextended and just flat out emotionally not in a good place, lonely, not feeling like I'm accomplishing the things I want to accomplish. So, I think I've kind of moved past that. I'm hoping that I'll stay out of that. I'm working to stay out of that. I have been working out this last week. I worked out exercise 2 days where I lifted and did other exercises. One day I knew I was going to do a huge amount of yard work, which was yesterday. As you can see from the sunburn, I did. And I knew that would be a workout in and of itself, so I did not do another workout and included that as part of what I knew would be working out my body. So that's a good week. The week before that I worked out twice and couldn't quite get myself to do the third one because by the time I got around to that, I just was too tired and I had homework and there were a lot of excuses and there were a couple good reasons. But right now if I get 2 workouts in, it's so much more than none that I'm telling myself that's okay. As long as we get the 2 in, we'd like to get 3 in the royal form of we. I would like to get 3 in. But if I get the 2, for now I'm happy. We'll step it up coming up. However, those 2 workouts I'm getting right now are pretty brutal. I am not working out for real long periods of time, but I'm lifting very heavy to the point where when I'm done, I worked out Thursday, and I tried a new lift, a sumo deadlift, and wow, I dropped the weight way back from my normal standard deadlift. But wow, my legs hated me. The whole idea was to get the glutes to be forced to use my glutes and to get my posture, the full thoracic extension, which I did, but my legs hated me. So we'll keep doing that until the legs get to the point where they're strong enough to compete with the standard deadlift, and that's supposed to help me with my deadlift. I also did some grip exercises and then managed to injure my thumb after the lift, not during the lift. But I think it's because my grip was still recovering and I wasn't aware of it, and I overextended the ability of my hand in normal use because I ended up having to do some work in my truck and blah 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 blah. My thumb hurts. So that's where I'm at right now. We're going to try and get through this week. We're still going to lift. I'm still going to lift. I say we as if you and I. But I just have to watch this thumb. Got to make sure I don't do anything that'll stress it. So might have to wrap it, might have to tape it, might have to do something just to make sure that I'm aware of it while I'm lifting. For the most part, it shouldn't be a problem. I had a couple things on my mind this last few weeks. The first one, or the most recent one, is that we had a man shot in Beaver Creek. And I'm not arguing whether he should have been shot or shouldn't have been shot. A guy's walking around Walmart waving a gun. When the police tell him to put it down, he's too busy talking on the cell phone to acknowledge them. And then he turns towards them with the gun and he is shot. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on this. I'm not even going to go there. What I am going to say is it does show an increasing problem in our society. You've probably seen it posted pictures of people who are out on a date where, or even out as a group going someplace to do something, and you have 4 people sitting staring at their cell phones, texting, tweeting, whatever it is they're doing. We're so self-absorbed and we're so obsessed with being in contact with everyone all the time. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The second item that I had that I was thinking about, and this was probably a month ago. Last time I posted, it was the week after I posted, I heard that Natalie Portman had directed a film. And I went to look for it. I said, hey, that'd be interesting. I'd like to find out all about this film that she directed. The only thing that I found that had anything more than she directed a film was a commentary about how on the opening night of her film, she'd shown up and she was wearing too much white makeup for the cameras. It was showing up and making her look pale. And it was obvious it was makeup. And I thought, the woman just directed a film, and there's not one word about the film, good or bad, about her work as a director, just her makeup. I was, to say the least, irritated. So, there was one more thing I was thinking about, and that was I was driving the other day, and it goes back to this whole self-absorbed world that people live in. I saw a car that had the bumper sticker, "Don't text and drive, stay alive." And then in the car was a young lady who was texting. I wish someone would have been with me so that they could have videoed it, because I would include it here right now. People are just so focused on being in contact all the time, and you can't wait 15 minutes to respond to somebody. Our society has some issues. It always has, but this whole, I'm the only one that matters, everyone needs to be in touch with me all the time, the whole tweet society. I'm not on Twitter. I don't plan to be unless I need to be for being super famous or something, but I don't think that'll happen. And if so, then I'll probably be like everybody else and have somebody else tweeting for me. But no, seriously, take a minute and unplug. You don't have to have a cell phone on you all the time. You can go be unreachable. It's kind of refreshing. Other than that, I'll be back next week. We'll tell you how I'm doing with diet and exercise for next week, and how much closer I am to actually getting that date with Natalie Portman for myself. And because some of you may be new, I want to remind you that I fully expect her to stand me up on this date. I don't really think she will ever be aware of my existence, at least not by the time we go on the date. Now, I never know. I'm working on writing a book. She might read it someday. Might not. But anyway, that's what's going on. Before I ramble on anymore, I'm just going to call it and make a great week. I'll talk to you then.